Okay, before I get started, I do want to let you know, warning, this video is going to be so boring, and I understand if you don't want to watch it. So January kind of sucked. Like, I'm just gonna say it here. Like, comparing it to last year, I remember being like, oh my god, this is gonna be the greatest year of K-pop. This year not having those thoughts, but I understand we're 1 month in, a lot to come. But just to give an idea of how little I really cared for January, my favorite album that was released in the month of January of 2021 was the ITZY English album. I've had that on nonstop. Won't pretend to be someone I'm not. Yeah, I'll be staying true to myself. So, but to like, why is that information relevant to the video? Well, my friend, if you don't know what this is an anti-haul where I talk about the releases of the past month, specifically the ones that I decided I'm not going to buy. I am an avid K-pop collector. I have probably 600 albums now. I stopped counting when I got to 500. I really got to get back to doing that. Thought I'd talk about the thought process sometimes of why I don't buy albums. It's really not that much of a thought process. I don't know. It's really just me saying I don't like this album, I don't want it. And every now and then there's one that I'm like really conflicted on. But yeah, for the most part, it's me just kind of going, Okay, so right now I'm going to tell you all the albums I did buy from January, just so you know I'm not going to be talking about these albums. And the reason why I'm not going to talk about these albums is because I think it's pretty obvious why I bought them. Because I liked them or I collect for them. It's not really that deep. Anyway, I'm so pink. So stuff I bought. I got (G)I-DLE's I Burn. I bought one version of that. I bought Cherry Bullet, Cherry Rush. I got an M-Wave signed one. I almost bought an unsigned one as well, but I'm holding myself back. Why do I need two versions of the album? I'll just take the one, even though I like to have like a normal and a signed version if I get a signed album. But it's just, we're trying to be financially aware and good. I got Golden Child, yes. Actually, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about these albums, but I have to talk about Golden Child for a very, very quick moment. I was so happy with Golden Child from last year that I told myself I was going to start collecting them in full again. I did that at their debut. I mean, granted, the first album, they only had one version, but after that, I bought their second album, both version, and their first single, I bought both versions. And then they disappeared for like a year. And I just decided I'm not going to do it anymore. But then I like remembered how much I love them and realized they're like one of my favorite boy groups ever. And I'm gonna buy all versions now. And what does Willem do after I made this personal like promise and goal? Member versions. 10 members, 10 versions in shitty envelope packaging, well over $100. So I took this as a sign from the universe that I just won't buy multiple. I won't go all out on Golden Child. It's okay. Anyway, I got Dreamcatcher Raid to Utopia. I got the limited version and a normal version. Normally I just get limited, but the limited was sold out when I went to order my haul, so I bought the normal, and then like the next day the limited was back in stock. So I bought it. And I bought Hyuna, I'm Not Cool. My drink! So it is snowing here, so I'm all cozy. And I wanted to drink some hot cocoa, and it's got Bailey's in it. And yes, it says 40 years of magnificence, but I'm not 40. Oh, that has no business being that tasty. Let's get started. Jung Loon 24 Part 2. I remember talking about Part 1 like for a while when that came out for that Antihaul, because I really liked it and I was very surprised by it. I never ended up going back to it. For all I know, I don't like it anymore. I don't know. I should have done that before filming, but here we are. And I'm pretty sure I liked it a lot more than I liked part two, because I didn't like this that much. Not enough to really talk about it. And if I'm just remembering like my mood and my thoughts and feelings from the last one and comparing it to how I felt this time around, part one had to have been better. But I don't know. I think I said I was gonna wait for part two and then decide if maybe I wanted to buy it. But then again, I never really listened to part one again, and I didn't really like part two. So overall, not buying. MCND, MCNDH. My friends really talked up this release, the title track in particular. So I had expectations going in. Were those expectations met? Can't say I'm a fan of the title. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I wasn't a huge fan of the title. I liked the album though, which I think that was the opposite opinion of my friends who said like the title track was like really good, but they didn't like the other tracks. I'm like, no man, that title track, the B-sides though, I'm here for that. That's like I liked it. And I don't like boy groups that much, as I talk about in almost every single one of these videos. So for me to be like, to a boy group, I think that's a pretty nice compliment. If I had to make a list of all the boy groups that debuted in 2020, I'd say they're in the upper half. Yeah, upper half. I don't know, like, placement wise specifically. Oh, also, why is there a song after the outro? Isn't the outro supposed to be the last song? Can you imagine? Did it? Let me know if you know. I'm filming on my phone and it keeps wanting to update. Let me film, damn it. Victon, voice. The future is now. This has to be the best thing Victon's ever released. Granted, I don't remember a single thing that they released in the past. I know I've talked about it here, but I'm pretty sure I just kind of politely said I didn't care for it and I wasn't going to buy it. I'm still not going to buy this, but I was surprised. Okay, this album, it was a full album, was such a ride for me, where like it started, I was kind of like, wait, why is this good? Not to say that, Victon didn't have the potential to be good. But like, I remember in the last album how I said I don't really like boy groups. So for me to be like, that's a good thing. This, I was like, oh, that is like top tier compliment coming from me. Okay. But yeah, like the beginning of the album, I was like, whoa. Okay. My phone has decided that it's going to force itself to update and it keeps cutting out of me filming. So I'm just going to keep going with this. I have no idea what the last thing I said was. Oops. I was talking about Victon. Okay, I think I talked about, so like it starts off, I'm like, woo! And then I went like, rrr. And then I wrote the song down. What was it? Unpredictable? Yo, the B-sides that are like good on this album were like really good. But then I remember the song that came after it was Flip a Coin. Went back down again there. Overall, it was a very memorable experience of my Antihaul listening. Hey, that's a compliment in my book, because so many of this stuff I just don't remember. I'm not buying it still. I don't have any Victon stuff. Probably never will. Treasure, the first step. Treasure Effect. This is easily my favorite Treasure title track that has come out yet. I'm also so happy they finally have their album out. Yay! And they finally changed up the packaging, which is so nice. So cool. It's no longer the journal looking thing. So yay. This was a surprisingly chill album. I wasn't expecting that. It's a YG group. I'm glad this finally came out. I'm sure the Treasure fans are even more happy. Still not gonna buy it. AB6 Salute a New Hope. This is a repackage of Salute. Remember how like earlier I said how for me to say something's like really memorable for my Antihaul listening, like that's a really huge compliment because so often in my Antihaul stuff I like forget it after like I listen to it, and this is one of those cases. So we're just gonna move on. Don't have any AB6 stuff. I don't think I ever will as well for them. Yeah, let's just keep going. Epic High. Epic High is Here, Part 1. I don't know Epic High that well. I listened to their like Sleepless In mini from, was that 2 years ago now? Oh, I wasn't a fan of this. And from what I've gathered from my friends' opinions on the album, they also weren't hugely vibing with this. And like these people are Epic High fans, so overall this was kind of disappointing. You know, Noir. So much better than Max's. Oh my god, bless. I was so nervous I was gonna have to deal with another Max chocolate. The song still gives me nightmares to this day. Not important, not relevant. I don't mean to slander the man, but I don't know what it is about that song that really makes my hairs stand up. I really liked this. I didn't have high expectations, but oh my god, I liked this. I was surprised. I don't really know TVXQ that well. A little before my time, you know? And, you know, and they're boys, so. I liked this. I don't know if I'll check it out ever again. I should. Also, SM, why do you keep doing this thing of releasing an album with, like, its versions, and then, like, weeks after you release it again, but it's a different version? Can we not, can we stop? Is it like helpful towards their album sales in some kind of way? Because I feel like that would, so like if they release a new version of the album, does the first day sales of the new version count towards the first day sales of the album? Like, it's, how does that work? Because if like it did, like, you know, that's, they're thinking, they're some smart thinking. But I don't think it works that way. So if we could just stop doing that, that'd be really cool. Anyway, Gravity, Hideout, Be Our Voice, Season 3. I think this is fine. Still gonna pass. I didn't get any of their stuff last time. I feel like they might be kind of going a little downhill every release. Oneus, Devil, a full album. Good for them. This is also not for me. Lot of boys, a lot of men in January. Very Good, Undying Love, first girl of the month. I'm not gonna buy this. I don't have any Very Good albums. I guess I'm not really a Very Good fan. I like 2 of their songs. Really just the one. And I forget about the other one, but I know I like it when I hear it. But I couldn't tell you what it's called right now, so. Very Good, like, they tug at my heart a bit. Because they're so, like, Nuku. It's like, they're just one of those groups that you really hope to, like, see get big in some way, have some sort of success. After every comeback, there's kind of this uncomfortableness of, like, was this gonna be the last one? Because you just don't know what's gonna happen. And I don't buy their albums, so I'm not really helping to keep them alive. I don't know. Very Good is such a frustrating group. They have a phenomenal vocalist. Like, let's not waste, can't waste this talent. She should be a star. I'm so sick of my phone shutting off. Nope, back away. Happy Pola. And then there was us. So soothing, so relaxing. They're a band, if you don't know. I'm not really a big K-band fan. I really just have Day 6, which is so normie and basic. That's just how it is. And even then, I've kind of gotten lazy on collecting their stuff. Hopapola. They got a cello. That's cool. Their last EP like went in a totally different direction from their first like debut album, which was really disappointing, and I was nervous. But now they're back. It's still not as good as their debut. I'm just still not gonna get it. I don't have really any attachment towards them, except like when I see that they have something coming out, I'm like, ooh. Saturday, only you. Only you can make me feel so good. This is another very good like situation, except I would say I have stronger attachment towards Saturday. I don't know. I think there's more in my like alley of like groups that like, you know, my bread and butter kind of new goo. I don't have any Saturday albums. I've gone back and forth on like if I should get them, but it's a really difficult place to be where, because you know, so they're in that same position of very good where it's like you don't know if this comeback's going to be their last. You want to support them, or at least I do. However, it's still my money at the end of the day, and I can't just like spend it on every group that I want to support necessarily, because then it, like then I wouldn't have money, and I do need money at the end of the day. Like I need money. If I had more, I would give them to the girls. I have hope though that they'll be coming back. I wish they could stop doing like singles, but I understand low budget, so don't really always have an option. Also, they didn't get a legit music video, which is also really upsetting. They deserve so much better. God, I want them to survive. Bobby, lucky man. I like this a lot more than I expected. I've never listened to his stuff. I know he had a past album in like 2017 or something like that. I never listened to it. I also just don't listen to iKON in general. Besides like the title tracks. Even then, I don't have them on my playlist or anything. I'm just aware, I'm knowledgeable of iKON songs, title tracks specifically. I won't be buying this. I probably won't listen to it again either, so. That's all the albums. But I got two more things I want to talk about. First thing, Dreamcatcher light stick. So this was announced. We've now seen it. There's pictures. We've seen the actual, like, what it's gonna look like, what it does look like. And oh my god. This is, so I talk about this way too much I have my two rules of light sticks. Alt, see them live. This breaks both. Not even close to being an alt, really. It's hard to think I'm gonna ever see a group live at this point. I think it'd be really fun to see Dreamcatcher live. I need to add like not necessarily like a third rule, but like a little like asterisk to my light stick collection of follow those two rules unless it's so cool that like I have to buy it. I did it with Luna. I mean, Luna's like kind of like a tier below alt. You know, they're really high up there. I get multiple versions for Luna. I don't really do that for Dreamcatcher, minus this time, but we talked about that at the beginning of the video. This also comes with like a hood cape thing. And remember how excited I was about that with Luna? Same excitement. I have to get this. I mean, I don't have to, but I have to. It's too cool to not get. So I hope they just kind of announce, you know, it releasing. I just want to get it over with, just to spend the money. I'm like trying to budget myself more and like think ahead of what's coming. And this really took me off guard, caught me off guard. But at least, you know, now I know it's coming. I'm kind of prepared for it. I would just like to know a date and a time to order it, so I can just order it and have it and play with it. Last thing I want to talk about. I never finished my drink. Hold on. Last thing I want to talk about. Oh my girl. You may not know this about me, but Oh My Girl's like kind of my favorite group. Their collection is like one of the hardest things I've had to get because of the albums being out of print. But no longer is that the case. They have reprinted, or rather, it's reissued most of their old albums, which I think is really cool. I am happy for people to finally get these albums. I had to grind for mine. And so, of course, there's like that little bit of saltiness of like, I just waited like 2 years, could save some money. But at the same time, there's like something of like, I got an original, first print copy of their albums. It's so weird to see these albums now for like affordable prices. Also a question for anyone who's gotten these: have you gotten a Ginny photo card? Because I've wondered this. Are they also like? Because Ginny's not really like in Oh My Girl anymore. So like, what when these were like, do they? Because they have to remake the photo cards too. So do they like make the photo cards of members no longer in the group? I don't know how that works. So I'm just curious. But yeah, that was all I had to say. That was everything I had written down from the month of January of 2021. Feel free to comment your comments. Was there stuff you liked, stuff you didn't like? What did you buy? What did you not buy? Any releases catch your fancy? I am going to bed because it is late. I wish you happiness. Hope we can do this again sometime. Stay cool.